Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving the needs of farmers for well over 125 years. 2 locations in Bay City, also Cass City, Caseville, Pigeon, and Bad Axe. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Gary Kaufman, good morning. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Terry. I'm doing well, thanks.
Looks like a pretty busy week. Are we taking a break today at all?
Well, actually, the market turned to the positive here a little bit ago. For the most part, it's been a pretty choppy week, but, not as volatile this week as we've seen in some of the past weeks, Terry. Just looking at, from last Friday to today around here at the noon hour, our trading range on wheat for the cash markets and the March futures, 48 cents, and corn was about a 22-cent range, and soybeans was the winner at about a 64 cents range since last Friday. So, we've seen that over $1 in some of the past weeks here. So, but yeah, we're overall since last Friday's close for the week thus far, Terry, wheat's up about 7, the corn's up about 5, and beans are up about 10. And that's kind of where we're at today on all those commodities. So today kind of tipped us to the green for the week, and hopefully we can hang on to it before the close comes at our time at 2:20 this afternoon. But currently, let's call cash wheat up 6, Terry, at 757 on the white, 722 on the red. New crop up 7 at 785 on the white, 725 on the red. Cash corn, let's call it up a nickel at 602. New crop is up a penny at 540. Cash soybeans up 10 at 1538, and new crop, let's call it up 7 at 1397, Terry.
All eyes seem to be concentrated, Gary, on Ukraine and different things like that. I haven't really heard a lot about South America lately. It's kind of on the back burner, but I have to assume it's still affecting our prices.
Oh, definitely. So South America, weather, Brazil, Argentina, it's kind of in the news wires every day, and it has been in the news wires for the most part. But yeah, like you said, the Ukraine-Russia uncertainty has definitely taken the forefront on a lot of things, whether it be the Black Sea region and wheat, and as the world trades with both those countries on a lot of other items as well. But yeah, the weather will continue to be a concern in South America, and it has been supporting corn prices higher. And we watched the forecast. We'll watch it going home this afternoon again. And we got President's Day on Monday, Terry. So the markets are closed on Monday. So we're heading into a 3-day weekend here. So that's gonna maybe create a little volatility here before the close today. But yeah, we'll continue moving forward. We'll watch South America weather, the progress as we've seen the production in Brazil and Argentina on the beans and the corn deteriorate as we get new estimates on those production numbers, and basically a new crop. We're on soybeans. There's a lot of activity there. Looking at new crop soy sales this morning here. 165 million bushel in late yesterday's report, and so that's an increase for U.S. exports on new crop, with the concern of what's availability down in South America for sure. So
you have a nice weekend, Gary.
I will. You do the same. Stay warm.
I will. I'll be here on Monday. I don't know about you.
I plan on being here Monday, so yeah, we can catch up if you'd like. So
hey, there you go. We'll talk to you on Monday. All righty?
Sounds good. Yep, you bet.
Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more on the markets. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us right now. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline, this area's certified ag dealer. You want to buy a new Ram commercial truck or van, get it from a dealer that's been around since 1852. Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. Doug Klein, let's wrap it up. All right. What a week.
Nothing going on.
What
today.
A week this has been.
Oh, what a nut week. And worried about all that snow. And we luckily dodged that bullet, at least in my neck of the woods. But I talked to somebody today that was driving in Indiana. He was on the freeway for 10 hours, just waiting to get rescued. Stopped. That was not pretty.
Wow.
Anyway, so glad I wasn't him, but Yeah, anyway, it's just kind of mixed. Natural gas moving up 1.5%, platinum moving down almost 2%. And yeah, those are the big movers today. Um, who knows? Who knows what's going on? I think the Russia Ukraine thing is kind of settled for the moment. Don't really know what that is all about. I think it's a smokescreen still. We're watching that while something else is going on, and we just don't know what's going on, and we probably never will. But yeah, it's good to be me. Here's your numbers. The March corn is 656 and 3/4, up 6 and 3/4. The December corn is 598 and 1/4, up 1 and 3/4. March soybeans 1603 and 3/4, up 11 and 3/4. The July soybeans 1604 and 1/4, up 10 and 3/4. March wheat is 805 and 1/4, up 7 and 1/4. And the December wheat is 813 and 1/4, up 66 and 1/4. Crude oil 89.91, down 13 cents. The heating oil is 273, down 0.8 of a penny. Gasoline 265 and 1/4, up 0.4 of a penny. Natural gas 451 and 1/4, up 5.5 cents. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar, get you $1.2747 at the border, up 45 ticks. The yen is at 115.11, up 18 ticks. The euro is at 113.33, that's down 27 ticks. The dollar is at 96.07, up 27 ticks. Gold's at $1896.50, down $4.20. Silver's at $23.97, up 9.5 cents. Platinum's at $1072.70, and that's down $20.
Doug Klein, have a nice weekend. All right.
Yep, you too. Talk to you Tuesday.
All right. Hey, Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Well, lots of activities coming up next week. Coffee with Corn. We'll be talking global, what's going on there. The same day on Tuesday, we're going to be at the Michigan Bean and Beet Symposium. That's over at Doubletree. And then on Wednesday, we're going to join this young lady, Jody Pollock Newsom. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. Terry, how are you?
Hey, fantastic. It looks like the wheat growers are finally going to have a chance to get together, huh?
It is, and we are so excited, and we have an awesome program planned.
Let's talk real quickly about the program. What time does it start, and where is the annual meeting going to be, Jody?
Well, we rotated between the Thumb and the Lansing area. This year is the Lansing area, Eagle Eye, and Bath. It is Wednesday, February 23rd. Registration 8:15 to 9 o'clock, and then the program starts at 9. But we are really hoping people pre-register. There's 8 RUP credits available, and that program has changed. There's no more bubble sheets, so we need people to pre-register and put in all of their information. So when they come to the meeting, it's very simple to get them credit.
Hey, that's good. I did not know that. We'll have to emphasize that as we go through the beginning of the week next week. Now, as far as our featured speaker, I know Dave is going to be there. I know the Dennis is going to be talking. Who else is on the program?
Well, the big focus of the program is the Yield Enhancement Network. Folks are starting to hear more about that. That's a collaboration with Ontario. And Dr. Dave Hooker from the University of Guelph is one of the folks who's helped us as we've partnered with Ontario to develop the Yield Enhancement Network. So he's going to be our main agricultural production speaker, and he's going to be able to pull in some of the stuff from the end, as well as all the information he has hit in the past. Growers have always rated him really high, so he's our big speaker. We also have Tim Boring, who's going to talk from a wheat farmer's perspective about his new role with FSA. And then also Eric Olson, who is going to talk about the new varieties that he's been developed that are going to be available for growers. And then a grower panel of growers who are on the end to talk about what they learned. So very, very production focused.
Boy, it sure is. Jody, thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. We'll see you. If we don't talk to you before, we'll see you and talk to you next Wednesday. All right?
Great. Thanks. I just want to tell folks, register miwheat.org.
Fantastic. Jody Pollock Newsom, thank you so much. We'll be right back with more.
Mow, dig, haul, lift. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer. The versatile Kubota B-Series is a do-it-all tractor, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. You can run powerful attachments that can be easily switched out. The Kubota B-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment, 3001 Sawyer Drive along I-75 at the M81 Caro exit just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge, Saginaw. Call Kim today at 989-754-7801 or email at k.weiss@lingle1.com.
Along with us, Stephanie Zelenko with AgroLiquid. Stephanie, I think a lot of folks really want to get on the ground right now. It's a little frozen solid yet, but before you know it, we're probably going to be looking at doing some soil testing. You got a tip or two?
Absolutely. The warm snap we got, at least for one day this last week, got us all thinking spring. So, we're ready to get out there. So if you haven't soil tested, those warm days, that ground thaw is a good time to take advantage of that and maybe go out and get a field or two done where you can pull those samples and be able to get those results back in time to help make some management decisions for this spring yet.
So we're getting into the ground. We're going to dip down in with the frost will finally allow us to do it. Anything in particular jumps right out at you that we should be looking for?
Just get that complete soil test. So if you can get out there, get that, send it. There's a number of labs, Michigan State University, and then a couple privately owned labs. Get those sampled. Do a complete test, because just having that NPK or pH is a good start, but knowing what those micronutrient levels are, that percent base saturation of those cations, all will help make those good decisions. And when we're working in the market like we are now, where input prices are high, we want to make sure that we're spending the money correctly for those right nutrients so we can get that best return, to make sure we're spending that money correctly and then getting that top yield, because it's all about balance, both on the economic side and the nutrient management side.
Good information. Good point. Stephanie Zelenko, have a nice weekend, okay?
Thanks. You too.
All righty. Let's slide over to Midland right now. Chuck Cervinsky at Maple Hill Nursery joining us right now. And just got off the phone with Stephanie Zelenko talking about hopefully some soil testing in the not too distant future. But before we get to all of that, we might have some Christmas decorations stuck out on the bushes and shrubs right now. What's your advice there, Chuck?
I think the next warm day we get, and as long as you don't have, as long as they're not frozen on the plants, it would be a real good idea to get them off, because it's not going to be too much longer that the buds and stuff on some of these plants are going to get to a point where if you take and tear the lights off, you're going to tear the buds off. So it would be a real good idea with our moderating temperatures, the way the pattern's been the last week or so, to get out there and get those off. And if there's any last minute pruning of summer flowering shrubs, it's a good idea to get that done now as well. You might want to leave all your protective coverings on plants. We've had calls on that the last few days, but it's a little bit early to be taking stuff off yet.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I know some folks have burlap wrap around. A little too early to be taking that off, huh?
It is. I mean, if we had a week of, 40 to 50 degree days, then we might be okay. But we still are having those cold nights, and we're still getting a little of that wind, as we always do this time of the year. It's kind of a transition point from winter to spring.
Good advice. Chuck Cervinsky, we'll talk to you again next week. You take care, all right?
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Chuck Cervinsky with Maple Hill Nursery.
The moment you fire up a Gator UTV, the engine has your full attention. The herd takes notice. The completed job is on the horizon. The trail meets its match. And the heat doesn't stand a chance. Just like that, you've made short work of a long to-do list. Run with us on a John Deere Gator UTV. Built with effortless four-wheel drive at the flip of a switch and our smoothest shifting transmission yet. One test drive and you'll know, nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere Gator for more.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's 11 locations in Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Caro, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Rochester Hills, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
One thing we didn't mention next week, Saturday, the 26th, The 18th annual Farm Collectibles and Toys Show will be held over in Caro at the Brentwood, so mark that down. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan. Sentenced just in Minneapolis for a former suburban police officer, 16 months in prison for Kim Potter, who just said at the sentencing hearing,
I am so sorry that I brought the death of your son, father, brother, uncle, grandson.
Potter expressing remorse in the case where she mistook her gun for a taser and Dante Wright was shot and killed. Wright's mother told the courts,
On this day, she did not protect. She failed Dante, our family, and our community.
And again, the sentence for Kim Potter, 16 months in prison, then 8 months supervised release. Accusations are flying in a region of eastern Ukraine where there's been fighting long before the fears of a Russian invasion of the country. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Ukraine's foreign minister has